Martin. Abby Martin wins her lawsuit. Abby Martin, she is a fearless journalist. She is a badass. Let's listen to a little bit of Abby Martin on the Katie Halper Show.
Wouldn't be valid. The day after I filed the lawsuit, Netanyahu's press office, like the PM spokesperson Twitter account, actually tweeted, like, whoever boycotts us will be boycotted. We've worked really hard to pass these laws.
So the whole thing is she's going to Netanyahu. Netanyahu's sitting there trying to shake Abby Martin down, saying, okay, boycott, that's fine, but we'll boycott you. Okay? That's okay. That's fine. That's not a problem. Our economics is not dependent on. So, Abby Martin, let's talk a little bit about what's going on. So, Abby Martin, full name Abigail Suzanne Martin, American journalist, TV presenter, activist. She helped find the citizen journalism website Media Roots. I remember her from Russia, America, with her dramatic walk-offs and walk-ons. And then Netanyahu said that. How many people were killed in this latest Israel-Palestine conflict? 254 Palestinians were killed, including 66 kids. You know how many other people have passed these loyalty oaths to Israel laws? 30 different states. She's one of the most fearless journalists in America. So the deal is she's going to give a speech at Georgia Southern University. This isn't even about Israel-Palestine. It had to do with a media conference. Hey, let's have a conference to talk about the media. Okay, cool. Let's talk about the media. All right, you can come here and talk, but if you're going to come here and talk, you better not say a fucking word about Israel. Shortly before the event, the school, Georgia Southern University, clearly it's against free speech. You can't boycott. Okay, sorry. Georgia Southern University, shortly before the school sent her a contract to sign, and because of the state's anti-BDS law, it contained a loyalty oath to Israel. Okay, you can go ahead and speak at our university. You just got to pledge allegiance to, no, not the flag, to Israel. Huh. So by signing the contract, Abby Martin would have promised not to boycott the country, and she couldn't sign it in good conscience. It'd be interesting to see who all did go to that media conference, who all did sign that contract. What? Oh, yeah, I'm loyal to Israel. Okay, I could talk about the media now in America. Whew, okay, good deal. Council on American and Islamic Relations and the Partnership for Civil Justice Fund filed a lawsuit challenging the law on behalf of Abby Martin. So, like I said before, 30 states have passed these kind of loyalty fucking oath laws. Incredible, isn't it? You want to come here and speak, you better pledge allegiance to, not America, not to the United States, not to your brethren, not to your nation, but to some other foreign nation. Pledge allegiance to a foreign nation because that's who you work for. You allowed 66 kids to get killed. America, that's you. You did that. 254 Palestinians are killed, including 66 kids. That's our pit bull. We have a two-state solution policy. For the decades, America says we want two-state solution, and yet Israel doesn't respect that. So 30 other states have passed similar laws. 254 Palestinians have been killed, including 66 kids, and this is such a clear free speech issue. This is such a clear free speech issue. This is amazing work. Thank you, Abby Martin. Thank you, Council on American Islamic Relations and Partnership for Civil Justice Fund, for filing this lawsuit. This helps out all Americans. Do we have a right to speak? Do we have a right to sanction or divest or boycott? Can we not spend money on a product? Can we make our own decisions? Hey, Netanyahu, can we make our own decisions over here in this country? Sanctioning, that's more of a government thing, but that's nonviolent. These are all nonviolent tactics. Divest is not spend money. Boycott is to, not spend money. Don't, and don't frequent. Don't go there. So which one of those tactics are you willing to give up? Are you willing to give up sanctions or divesting? How about boycotting? When the Tea Party, when the Montgomery bus boycott, I feel like, Jesus Christ, you're going to give up the right to boycott? What are you going to give up next? The right to protest, to assemble, to speak? Fuck it, just throw them all away. But thankfully, you had District Court Judge Mark Cohen. Mark Cohen, May 21st, he blocked the state's attempt to dismiss the lawsuit. His 29-page decision asserts that Georgia law prohibits inherently expressive conduct protected by the First Amendment. And that burdens Abby Martin's right to free speech, and it is not narrowly tailored to further a substantial state interest. Which I guess that's their argument. Well, if you narrowly tailor it to further a substantial state interest, then go ahead. So how's that good for Georgia? How's that good for Georgia to cut the rights and freedoms of? And then also, Abby Martin isn't going to talk, so that means all of Georgia is just going to be in this propaganda bubble where nobody's actually saying anything critical of Israel because it's illegal. You're not allowed to. So everybody just go along with the flow, act like it's all fine and dandy. Well, nobody's saying anything. Well, it must be. And amazing how Netanyahu, they're sitting there saying that they worked very hard on getting these laws passed. Netanyahu said he worked very hard on getting these laws passed. That's who's passing our laws, Netanyahu. Abby Martin here has a statement, but let's listen to some more Abby Martin.
Across the country and basically threatening economic consequences for whoever.
This was a month ago, so this is before she won the lawsuit, but this is, Current Halper. Current Halper is just on it.
Doesn't go along with this. And I think that a lot of Americans would be just completely appalled that this has happened, and no one's talking about it, you guys. And, everyone's just kind of crying about conservative censorship and, bemoaning about, people on college campuses like fucking Milo Yiannopoulos getting heckled, when really, this is censorship.
Yeah.
This is cancel culture, happening. It's already happened, and it continues to happen. And really, if you look at what is being cracked down the most in this country, it is pro-Palestine.
Yeah.
On behalf of a foreign country.
Yeah, so there you go. You want to criticize Palestine? You want to criticize Israel? Shut the fuck up. You want to say, hey, stop killing Palestinians? Shut the fuck up. You're an American. That's your leader. What are you talking about? You're not allowed to speak. What, you think you have a constitution and rights and shit? Abby Martin also released a statement. I'm thrilled at the judge's decision finding this law unconstitutional, as it so clearly violates the free speech rights of myself and so many others in Georgia. My First Amendment rights were restricted on behalf of a foreign government, right? So we're going to do this for Canada, we're going to do this for Mexico. Hey, don't you dare criticize Canada. Canada is above reproach. Except for the bunch of neoliberal fucks. We're supposed to get excited about that Trudeau, but... And it flies in the face of the principles of freedom and democracy. This Abby Martin still. The government of Israel has pushed state legislatures to enact these laws only because they know that sympathy and support for the population that they brutalize, occupy, ethnically cleanse, and subject to apartheid is finally growing in popular consciousness. They want to hold back the tide of justice by preemptively restricting the right of American citizens to peacefully take a stand against their crimes. Yeah, that's exactly right. This would be like the black codes, right? Hey, you can't criticize any white person, even if they're attacking, hurting, brutalizing, torturing, apartheiding. You can't criticize any white person no matter what they do, so shut the fuck up. So this is white supremacy. This carries on a long tradition of white supremacy in this country. So this is fantastic. I'm for free speech. I'm for free speech. So there's some conservatives out there, but I'm not even going to give them. But the point is, even when they say something, dumb or controversial or something, let the people decide. People can decide if they're fucking full of shit or not. So instead of just, you're going to pass laws saying, well, we're not even going to give the argument. Don't even let the American people know what the hell is going on. So there you go, Abby Martin, freedom fighter. free
Yeah,
speech
and
advocate,
I just want to say also as a
citizen journalist
really,
queen.
Israel, please stop doing this. It's really embarrassing. It's a really bad look also. Like, we do not want to perpetuate the image of, like, controlling the media and stifling all criticism. Like, I mean, really, it's not a good look. So Israel, stop doing this, but you don't care because, like, obviously Netanyahu is a total opportunist who doesn't actually care about anti-Semitism, which is why he's buddies with all these, like, raging reactionary anti-Semites, like, in Poland and Hungary. And Christian Zionists, you obviously don't care either. So I guess I'm speaking to people who maybe think that there's there's some good faith people out there who probably don't get it and think that they're being good allies and fighting anti-Semitism, but BDS is not anti-Semitism. And if you want to get real, it's problematic and a little anti-Semitic to conflate someone's position on Israel with their position on Jews. So.
Good point.
Of course, I mean they've weaponized this to shield themselves from criticism and basically deflect all criticism to call whoever criticizes them bigots.
Right.
It's a really, really fascinating thing that they've done, and it's really worked up until this point. I think people aren't buying it for the most part. We see like polls dramatically shifting, public consciousness is obviously shifting on the issue, but the fact that the liberal establishment, namely and primarily, is still holding up this facade. And that's a huge problem because this progressive, except for Palestine thing, doesn't work anymore.
Right. And do you have, by the way, the thing that they wanted you to sign? Do you have that available?
It's in the lawsuit. I don't have it in front of me, but it's a fascinating thing because it's like, think about how many people just sign these, who reads contracts? I just was reading it because I was bored.
Yeah, you could have come that close, right?
It's like the terms and conditions that you just sign away 20 pages of text. You're like, whatever. Well, I gotta make those bills, dude. And then you read it, you're like, wait, what? Why? What is this?
Yeah, that is really scary. Leslie.
Yeah, I just wanted to read, so the Georgia law requires that anyone signing a contract valued at $1,000 or more with a state agency must sign the law by May